There was a boy called Eustace Clarence Scrubb, and he almost deserved it. His parents called him Eustace Clarence, and masters called him Scrub. I can't tell you how his friends spoke to him, for he had none. Eustace liked animals, especially beetles, if they were dead and pinned on a card. Eustace disliked his cousins the four Pevenses, Peter, Susan, Edmund and Lucy. But he was quite glad when he heard that Edmund and Lucy were coming to stay. Edmund and Lucy did not at all want to come and stay with Uncle Harold and Aunt Alberta. "But it's far worse for me," said Edmund, "because you'll at least have a room of your own, and I shall have to share a bedroom with that record stinker Eustace." One afternoon, Edmund and Lucy were stealing a few precious minutes alone together. And of course they were talking about Narnia, which was the name of their own private and secret country. They were in Lucy's room, sitting on the edge of her bed and looking at a picture on the opposite wall. It was a picture of a ship sailing nearly straight towards you. Her prow was gilded and shaped like the head of a dragon with wide open mouth. She had only one mast and one large square sail, which was a rich purple. The sides of the ship, what you could see of them, where the gilded wings of the dragon ended, were green. She had just run up to the top of one glorious blue wave, and the nearer slope of that wave came down towards you, with streaks and bubbles on it. She was obviously running fast before a gay wind, listing over a little on her port side. All the sunlight fell on her from that side, and the water on that side was full of greens and purples. On the other, it was darker blue, from the shadow of the ship. "The question is," said Edmund, "whether it doesn't make things worse looking at a Narnian ship when you can't get there." "Even looking is better than nothing," said Lucy, "and she is such a very Narnian ship." "Still playing your old game?" said Eustace Clarence, who had been listening outside the door. "Do you like that picture?" he asked. "It's a rotten picture." "You won't see it if you step outside," said Edmund. "Why do you like it?" said Eustace to Lucy. "Well, for one thing," said Lucy, "I like it because the ship looks as if it was really moving, and the water looks as if it was really wet, and the waves look as if they were really going up and down." Of course, Eustace knew lots of answers to this, but he didn't say anything. The reason was that at that very moment he looked at the waves and saw that they did look very much indeed as if they were going up and down. This made him feel sick. He turned rather green and tried another look. And then all three children were staring with open mouths. The things in the picture were moving. Down went the prow of the ship into the wave, and up went a great shock of spray. And then up went the wave behind her, and her stern and her deck became visible for the first time, and then disappeared as the next wave came to meet her, and her bows went up again, and Lucy felt all her hair whipping round her face as it does on a windy day. And suddenly, with the wind came the noises, the swishing of waves, and the slap of water against the ship's sides, and the creaking, and the overall high, steady roar of air and water. But it was the smell, the wild, briny smell, which really convinced Lucy that she was not dreaming. "Stop it!" came Eustace's voice, squeaky with fright and bad temper. "It's some silly trick you two are playing. Stop it! Ow!" The other two were much more accustomed to adventures, but just exactly as Eustace Clarence said "ow," they both said "ow" too. The reason was that a great, cold, salt splash had broken right out of the frame, and they were breathless from the smack of it, besides being wet through. "I'll smash the rotten thing!" cried Eustace. And then several things happened at the same time. Eustace rushed towards the picture. Edmund, who knew something about magic, sprang after him, warning him to look out and not be a fool. Lucy grabbed at him from the other side and was dragged forward. Eustace jumped to try to pull the picture off the wall and found himself standing on the frame. In front of him was not glass, but real sea.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?